How's it going, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today we talk about YouTube once again. YouTube has screwed Markiplier. If you're not aware already, there's an ongoing situation with YouTube where everyone's calling out their blatant favoritism and possibly racism, but we do know the favoritism, that is for sure. And there's an update. YouTube had an event recently called Game On, and Markiplier was supposed to have a segment, and they cut it very, very short. So basically, Markiplier sort of did his own way of responding to the recent, a lot of YouTubers calling out YouTube's favoritism by doing a try not to get age restricted challenge just earlier in the day from YouTube Game On. So then, he was excited. He even tweeted out the event still, tweeted out a link, and then he tweeted, "Did YouTube really cut the rest of my segment?" Essentially, they had the intro of Markiplier and then cut his segment after that. Apparently for time constraints, but, the timing's a little interesting. He just made a video making fun of YouTube's blatant favoritism and failure that is their age restricting system and their copyright system. They go hand in hand. And then his segment gets cut. Interesting. So he follows up with, yeah, YouTube cut it. Sure glad that Lixion, Marcus, Rachel, Nervely, everyone basically put in a ton of work to get this segment ready just for it to be cut. And then, of course, he says that I'll put it on my channel tomorrow, which he does. He put YouTube cut this content, that was the video, and then a follow-up to it, which got 1.3 million views, and of course the original got 3.1 million views. And when I got the screenshot, it still was getting 30k views about an hour, which is insane. Basically, YouTube cut his segment conveniently just hours after he made a video making fun of their system. So, of course, a lot of other people have also responded outside of Markiplier, particularly on Twitter usually. But Jacksepticeye also made a follow-up video which really just talks about the situation a little bit. If you want to watch it, feel free. Pretty much just about how it's insane that it got cut just after they called out his BS and how the BS has continued from YouTube. Really, it's not shocking. It's just sad and disappointing with how YouTube has responded. And what does this mean for YouTube? I think we're going to see just a continuously see creators calling out YouTube and their blatant favoritism every time it happens. I know it's happening a lot, especially smaller YouTubers are now starting to see huge hits, but smaller YouTubers are now being defended by bigger YouTubers. Everyone's sort of just against YouTube right now, which sucks for YouTube PR-wise, so I'm going to expect a response eventually. You would think with something like this, but then again, it's YouTube. They never actually fix any of their systems. And if they do, it takes about 2 years after it's been broken. So who knows? But regardless, I don't see YouTube not responding in some way. I would hope they respond as soon as possible. Or they can continue to just basically non-verbally admit that there's favoritism. And if you call out YouTube, they're gonna, they're gonna cut your segment on their show. They're gonna suppress you. And it didn't really work because, of course, Markiplier has gotten over like 4.5 million views just off this situation. So that's just off the upload of his segment, not even the try not to get age restricted, which also has a couple million views. Regardless, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will continue to cover this sort of situation if there are huge updates. Let me know anything else you want me to talk about or cover, because I'm open to suggestions and stories I might not hear on my own. Be sure to leave them in the comments or my Twitter message request or whatever, and I'll catch you in the next one.